And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentleman of Crypto, episode 851. Today is Tuesday, December 8th, 2021, and I'm King, here to bridge the gap between the community and crypto every day, Monday through Friday at 10-ish. And today's top stories. Oh my goodness. India to set maximum penalty for violating crypto norms at fine of a fine of $2.7 million or 1.5 years in jail. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says U.S. lawmakers shouldn't hold crypto to remain impartial. CIA director says agency currently has a number of different projects focused on crypto, and Visa announces new crypto consulting services for merchants and banks. That is right. Visa is now consulting people in crypto. You got to love it. First and foremost, though, let's go ahead and check out these prices. Bitcoin coming in hot at $50,808, down 1.71%. Ethereum at $4,423, down 0.05%. Binance Coin, $593, down 0.34%. Solana at $194, down 2.53%. You have at number 9, Polkadot at $29.70, down 0.2%. And Terra is actually at number 10. Now, Dogecoin is officially out at 17 cents. We'll see if Dogecoin ever returns back to the top 10. Terra Luna is there now at $72.46, up 0.84%. And of course, on the week, up 16.84%. If you haven't seen already, one of the reasons why Terra has been pumping is because they just did their UST coin. Let me scroll down. I saw earlier. Here it is. Terra UST is $1, of course. It's supposed to be a stable coin for them. They've been pumping and promoting that, and that's added more over to the project. But what was hilarious to me is like, it's literally rinse, wash, and repeat. Like new blockchain, new suite of products, tokens, Oh, we got a stable coin. So I thought it was pretty funny to see Terra with a stable coin or whatever, because like it's literally following the playbook of many other coins. And I think we'll see the same playbook be followed for the next few years. I mean, anyone with enough money and enough marketing knowledge could really just rinse, wash, and repeat for the most part. But shout out to Terra. I know a lot of people love them. We'll see what happens with that project as it continues to mature and grow. Quick shout outs on the day, really quick. What's going on? Michael Kennedy, Wendy Nichols, Outlaw Precision Painting, Chappie, Saber Sage, Patrick, Alapio, Gu Remy, Xavier, Todd, Sylvester, Rendo Like Denzel. Yeah, you know, we get surgical with this pump now. Jacqueline Cherry was going morning, B1, Kadeem K, Carmelo, Tijuana, Buffalo Gal, Smitty Farms, and good morning to all the new people for the show day. Let's see. Kadeem said you need to burn Luna for UST. There you go. Michael said he's a huge Terra fan. There we go. We got some Terra folks in here. That's what I'm talking about. Good morning. What's going on? Wyatt said, did I hear about Ripple meeting with the IMF in Antarctica? You know, I saw something about it. I did not read into it only because Ripple meeting with the IMF in Antarctica. I was just like, whatever. I saw something about it. I didn't get into detail, so I do need to check more in depth. I just saw something cross my radar. I said something about Ripple and something, so I wasn't sure what was going on. Gotta check it out though. No, I didn't make it to San Diego. That was yesterday. I actually right after the show today. Got to shoot, folks. Going to be doing another commercial today after the show. So I had to stay here today so I can kind of jet straight there today. I didn't want to do the whole trying to drive back to San Diego. But top story of the day today. And of course, if you like this hoodie, shout out again to Jake Fever. I put that link in the description yesterday. I'll put it in the description today again. This and Yemi's hoodie are my two new favorite hoodies. I love this Bitcoin Ben Dope hoodie. This one I've been rocking around a lot. So shout out to Jake Fever for that swag. All right, top story of the day. India to set maximum penalty. Again, you know I can't pronounce anything. India to set maximum penalty for violating crypto norms at fine of $2.7 million or 1.5 years in jail. That's right. The country wishes to see all crypto activities take place on platforms regulated by SEBI or SEBI. Let me get the camera right. Let me get the try to tell you people, like, this is why this is a big story. It's because India is about to set precedent for the entire planet on if they can actually regulate cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, etc. Now, we know they can't, but when I say that, they mean, can we convince enough people out there? Can we convince enough of the sheep out there that it can be regulated and they must follow our rules or they'll be criminalized. India said, look, we ain't waiting to 2022, 2023. We're trying it right now. And wow, people, this is a very scary thing, because if this works in India, if this works, if people are criminalized because they decide to use cryptocurrency not on these regulated platforms, and we all can already guess what these regulated platforms will consist of, then you are now a criminal. You are now next to a pedophile, a rapist, and a murderer. Hey, to the government, all y'all look the same to me. This is crazy. This is on the horizon. You have to push back in I don't care where you're at, you have to push back on this one, or I'm telling you, it's going to get super ugly. That's right. On Tuesday, Bloomberg India reported that the penalty for non-compliance with the Indian government crypto policies could range from a maximum fine of 20 crore rupees, which is $2.7 million, or 1.5 years in jail. I wonder why they want the money, or they send you to jail for only a year. That don't even add up. Essentially, they say, like literally, they're essentially saying, I don't want my math to be wrong in front of everyone at show, so I'm not going to go on a daily basis. Let's say monthly, essentially. Let's say monthly. They're essentially saying 1 month in jail is equated to $200,000 on the low end. So, that's either a year and a half in jail or $2.7 million. That's saying every month is worth $200,000. So if you want to play in the crypto game, you are essentially being extorted by governments. You're not even hiding no more. We will throw your ass in jail, or you could pay us some money. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will likely give cryptocurrency investors a deadline to comply with new rules and declare their assets. Oh, so nice of him. He's giving them a deadline. While the regulatory environment in the country holds a high degree of uncertainty, reports have indicated that investors' crypto must soon be held in exchanges operating under the oversight of the Securities and Exchange Board of India, or SEBI. Wow. This would mean that private wallets would not be legal under the proposed legislation, and investors who use them could be subjected to the aforementioned judicial penalties. In addition, Modi's government plans to institute a minimum capital threshold for investing in cryptocurrencies. Been saying this for years. I'm not excited about this news, but I'm excited because it makes me look like a genius, even though I hate to see this news. This is what we've been talking about for years now. This is the entire, and there's more to come with this. This has to do with stealing the narrative. This has to do with corruption. This has to do with keeping the poor people poor, keeping your foot on people's neck. And of course, it has to do with, we keep talking about national security. And when I say they, every government, the United States, India, Iran, North Korea, South Korea, Canada, Mexico, Philippines, I almost ran out, Europe, Asia, literally, no matter what part of the world you're in, no matter what government, they're all going to do the same thing, and they're going to claim national security. They are in fear. And the reason why they're in fear is because they've been leading the wrong way, instead of actually having democracy, democratic practices, and freedom, and all this stuff. It's small groups of people keeping their foot on other people's neck. And one of the ways they've been doing that throughout history is through financial inclusion, or barriers to the financial economy. That is about to end. It's already ended. It already has ended. More people just don't know it's ended. It's kind of like slavery. Right now in crypto, it's exactly like slavery in the South, in America, 18 whatever. Hey, you guys are free. Months later, what you guys still on the plantation for? You didn't hear they freed you? Huh? We free? Since when? A whole war was fought. You didn't hear about this? It's the same thing right now. People are like, well, the government said this, government said that. I'm over here like, y'all free. You can literally just download a Bitcoin wallet and start using Bitcoin. No one can stop you from being included into the financial economy any longer. We're already free. It's just literally not enough people know that this war has been fought and won already, and we're actually free. It's still people in cul-de-sacs, middle class and lower class neighborhoods all around the world. Whoa, wait, what do you mean Bitcoin is sending money and doing without a bank? They just don't know yet. They don't know they're free. But I want to point this out. This is what every government wants to do. They want to make sure if you're not operating over the oversight of that government on those platforms, then it's illegal. Then they want to go as far to say, hey, if you use these private wallets, if you do any of this stuff, not only will it be illegal, but you also need a minimum capital threshold to even start in it. That already gets rid of all the teenagers, all the Vitalik Buterins of the world who created Ethereum. Well, all of a sudden, if you have a capital threshold, he can't create Ethereum. If all of a sudden he has to use this regulated platform, he cannot create Ethereum. And the majority of you all in this chat right now not only love Ethereum, but majority of your altcoins have come from projects like Ethereum or Bitcoin. So none of this even exists or happens if we decide to listen to the Indian government on this one. Again, they are killing innovation with this thing. Again, India is taking a hardline stance against crypto due in part to the perceived rise in fraud. Here we go. We got to protect you. We got to protect you. In part due to the perceived rise in fraud, money laundering, and terrorist financing in recent years. Let's stop there. In recent years, they have done many assessments, and analytical digital tracing companies have already done the work. They said less than 2% of all transactions of cryptocurrency are illicit. So they are saying this rise in fraud, money laundering, and terrorist financing accounts for less than 2%. And they're also saying they don't even have the tools to actually trace and understand what's even going on in this digital space. Yet in the same line, they're saying, we know this is happening though. All right, another element, however, is that the competition from privately owned or privately issued cryptocurrencies would, in theory, threaten the Reserve Bank of India's plans to launch a digital rupee. This is what it's really about, people. It's about power. And this is what frustrates me even here in the United States. I just wish gang would say they gang. Like, just come out and be like, you're going to do what I'm going to tell you to do. I'm going to lock you up. I'm going to extort you for all your money. And we might kill you in the street. Like, I'd rather you just tell me that so my brain can process it better. I can't process you pretending to protect us and be fair and uncorrupt and everyone's on the same and democracy. I can't process that because it's not what's real. It's not what's real to me. So you want me to believe in something that's fake, even though it's not, I just can't process it. I would rather them come out and say, hey, you fucking up the reserve, central banks, they're privately owned banks that we work with the government. We already got this deal going on. This deal has been going on for hundreds of years. You're starting to mess this up and you're going to mess up everyone's money. That's the only thing it's about, which is why they're so upset about privately owned cryptocurrencies and why they can't do anything with Bitcoin. Again, the official text from an ongoing controversial crypto bill in the country follows as to create a facilitative framework for the creation of the official digital currency to be issued by the Reserve Bank of India. The bill also seeks to prohibit all private cryptocurrencies in India. However, it allows for certain exceptions to promote the underlying technology of cryptocurrency and its uses. I'll say this to citizens of India. Literally, outside of there is no way to get a foot up if you don't break the law. Like that's what people just aren't. This frustrates me about America, where it's just, again, there's no bad cops, there's no bad military, there's no bad nothing, there's no bad humans in these organizations and groups. And it's like, no. Not only is there bad humans, and not only systemically are there laws set up so that you don't do too much in too short of a time. And I will say in America, we have it way better than most countries. But if you're in a country like India, and this is the framework they're setting up for you, like they're already criminalizing you. You have to break the law. Like literally, if I was in India, if I was in crypto, my only thought is getting as much crypto, getting as much resources as possible to start hiring armed guards and start hiring my own army and militias. This is the route we're going. You're either going to fight back or you're going to lay down. And again, the scary part about all of this, and the reason why I bring it up, is not just India. I guarantee you the United States SEC is looking at this too. And they're saying, if it works, we're running with it. We are running with it. We're running with it. We're running with it. If it works, there won't be no holding back. And again, I'm just happy to see articles actually come out like this in print now, because there's no longer conspiracy theory where we think the government and the Federal Reserve is trying to shut down this and do that and that. No, it's not a conspiracy. They are, because it's direct competition, as you see, to a nation state coin that they hope to push out themselves. So again, you compete with the government. We kind of see what happens. And again, expect to see the same thing happen in the United States. Maybe not this year, give it a couple years, but expect to see this. Oh, you're not using Coinbase? Oh, you're not using this publicly trade? Oh, hey, why? You doing criminal stuff? What do you have to hide? Why can't you use this Coinbase wallet? What do you have to hide? Are you a criminal? Like literally, I can see people right now pushing this rhetoric. But this is what's going to be. Let's see. What else do we have in the chat? What's going on, Kel? U.S. companies do a lot of business with India citizens. I can see this coming to the U.S. soon. I mean, listen, every time someone answers the phone when you try to call for support, I mean, we use Indian call centers. It's definitely going to be a direct precedent being set. Let's see. Director Dank said, you do not want to go arms versus arms with the government. LOL. You know what? And that type of thing is why people don't. But to be realistic, the United States isn't that old of a country. And the people here in the United States just went to arms versus arms with the government on like 3 different occasions. We had the Civil War or whatever. We had the war against Britain and war against the Indians, essentially. So 3 times on this land have people already went to war with the government. I'm like, people have to get this out of their head that like, oh, the government. I tell you what, people, everyone's life, whether you go to war with the government, whether you play yourself as a sheep and you do the right thing, you follow the laws, no matter what you do in this life, it's all going to end at the same spot, people. I don't care who you are. If you feel like you're good, you bad, you done this, you done that, you decide to fight back, whether it's through economic protest or actual physical protest, whatever it is, it's all going to end the same way. So you can do what you do. You feel how you feel. You can try to save up for next generation and your kids and this and that and other and your legacy and your family name. It's all going to end the same way. So it is what it is. It's all going to end the same way. It's about how what you do while you're here, though. All right. Speaking of government's news, AOC Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez says U.S. lawmakers shouldn't hold crypto to remain impartial. This was something I thought was a nice thought, and that was about it. She said, I want to do my job as ethically and impartially as I can, said AOC, who added that as a member of the House of Representatives Financial Services Committee, she has chosen to not hold stocks or investments, including digital assets. Now, I do agree with her. Lawmakers shouldn't be holding these assets they're essentially voting on. That's what she said. She said, I do not believe members of Congress should hold or trade individual stock, and I choose not to hold any so I can remain impartial about policymaking, said AOC. I also extend that to digital assets and currencies as I want to do my job as ethically and impartially as I can. She basically said that it would create a, excuse me, I can't even say the word right now, conflict of interest. It would be a conflict of interest. Let me bring the part of the article where she actually gets into it. She said that they know more about different policies coming out. Here we go. A couple things. Members of Congress are permitted to buy, sell, and trade stocks and other investments while in office. They are also bound by the Stock Trading on Congressional Knowledge Act, or STOCK Act, passed in 2012, which requires them to report any purchase, sale, or exchange over $1,000 within 30 to 45 days. However, many federal judges and lawmakers have reportedly flouted the law by not disclosing certain investments. You remember those 50 judges or so? We said that essentially voted against things, and they had investments in those things they voted against. Yeah, we're talking about that type of stuff. They've been skirting the law themselves. But again, this conflict of interest, she explained, that as a member of the House of Representatives Financial Committee, she felt it was inappropriate for her to hold Bitcoin and other digital assets because lawmakers have access to sensitive information in the upcoming policy. It's something we've been screaming here for forever. I don't understand why this is like a hard equation for them to figure out. It really isn't. But here's the thing. While they shouldn't, and she explains why they shouldn't, which I agree with, you should not be allowed to determine policy and have sensitive information, which is also considered insider trading for anyone else out there. And then at the same time have investments in these same things. That is a huge conflict of interest. We've seen that with the rat face guy, Ben McClarskey, whatever, the guy who's a regulator who created the BIT license. They only gave it out to 10 to 12 people. He quit his job as a New York regulator, became a Bitcoin consultant, got put on to one of the biggest Bitcoin companies out there. And then literally within a month or two, they had their BIT license, the 13th BIT license issued by the state of New York. So that's the conflict of interest that we're talking about. And that's somebody as a regulator. She's actually on the committees to make the laws. That is a huge conflict of interest, and I agree with her. However, let's not be naive. We just saw India say we're trying to criminalize crypto. United States already said if you don't check that box at the top of your tax form, it's been criminalized. So let's not play naive. The reason why that's not going to happen is because all those people in power, many of them being corrupt, like that money. What's the one? Nancy Pelosi, don't she have like $500 million all through the stock market? You think she's going to give up her stocks? It's not happening. So that's one of those things where I agree with AOC. I get what she's saying. Definitely a news story when you're talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, because as they start to make all these laws and policies, you have to ask yourself, which project is which regulator and politician attached to? It's that simple. If you're attached to Cardano versus XRP versus Bitcoin versus Ethereum, you'll be voting on policies different ways. If you're attached to Shiba or Dogecoin, you really like those projects more than you do Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the rest, you'll be like voting on policy different ways. So, I mean, talking about proof of work, proof of stake, energy crisis that they claim exists that doesn't, criminals doing XYZ, deep, like it's so much stuff, you would definitely vote a certain way. So I think everyone who has any type of sense agrees that it's definitely a conflict of interest. However, AOC, while you're doing the right thing, I mean, let's not be naive. The rest of your peers won't. The rest of your peers will not do the right thing and say, hey, maybe I should give up this stock before I vote on this thing that has to do with the company I have all the stock in. Maybe I shouldn't hold Bitcoin or crypto. We're going to start discussing it. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's super naive. But on the flip side, I think it'll be good. Cryptocurrency are the best performing assets out there. That's why when we talk about other shows before, other investments, I'm like, I'm not even trying to compare ourselves to other shows or other investment categories. Like, none of these other investment categories on the planet right now will overtake cryptocurrency and what is done already in just short 13 years or what it's going to do. It's just not, I mean, even real estate, Zay and I were talking, we wish we could have that lady back on again to prove to her like, yo, your real estate portfolio can't even keep up with digital real estate in their portfolio. So literally this is the top of the top. So with that being said, while it would be better for no one to have anything, so there's no conflict of interest, that's not going to happen, it's actually better for the opposite to happen. Have as many regulators, politicians, people in Congress and committees, get as much crypto as possible. So once again, they understand the war is won, no matter how we cut this thing, crypto is in our future. So I think that's the way to go about it. So I get her, she's trying to stop the conflict of interest, but it's not going to happen. I mean, come on, that's not going to happen. You're not going to have a bunch of Congress people give up their money. What? And to keep it real, I think it's kind of fiscally irresponsible. I mean, look, you work for Congress, you get taxpayer money. Outside of actually reinvesting it, there isn't a way for a career politician to really come up just off of straight savings. So I would even say for career politicians, it makes sense for them to actually go back into the markets that they're supposed to be legislating on. Let's see, D. Sharon, at least AOC is shedding light on the situation. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I give her props for that, to at least, wake up everyone, tell them, hey, this is going on. But again, it goes back to what I say about a lot of these stories. Like you got on average for the people who, like, you got two types of people. There's the people who know and literally just like put their head in the sand, don't care, don't want to care. And then you got the people also who know and who are using it to their advantage, like Congress people. They're like, yeah, we know this is wrong. That's why we're doing it, because it makes money. Let's not forget the United States is a business. Let's see, Parabolic Brap said crypto warriors are here to make money but get mad at others for making money. Exactly. That's what I'm just saying. Like, for career politicians, you have to be in the stock market. Like, if you're not investing your money as a career politician, I'm not sure how you can make money. Like, I'm not even sure outside your paycheck how you can make more money. Local TX said that's lobbying 101. Let's see, what else we have? Todd said, I'm just sitting back patiently waiting for AOC OnlyFans. I can't believe I read that out loud, but I was reading it as I was comprehending it. Hilarious. Satoshi Slim said, let's see. Okay, all right. What else we have? AOC came up of her brand. AOC came up of her brand. She does very well considering she's one of the youngest politicians in office. For sure, for sure. Index funds should be fine for regulators, right? What else do we have? It's funny. It's funny how crypto warriors are always in a conflict of interest. They're coming for the U.S. They want to accumulate our bags. There we go. There we go. They said Zay and AOC would be a power couple. That's hilarious. PFC Wilson, none of them got into politics to stay poor. I argue she's playing the same game as Trump did. I mean, and I would actually push back against that. Some people don't get into politics for money. Like, politics outside of the national level, outside the federal level, it doesn't pay that much. I mean, you talk about county and local and state level politicians, They actually don't pay that much. And what's crazy is those are the politicians we're supposed to be paying attention to, but many people only pay attention to the federal ones. All right, talking about federal, CIA is in the news. That is right. The CIA, put the wrong screen up. Hold up. Boom. All right. CIA director is in the news, as I brought the wrong screen up. Says agency currently has a number of different projects focused on cryptocurrency. As I try to minimize this other YouTube video I just brought. There we go. CIA director says agency currently has a number of different projects focused on crypto. William Burns said that building knowledge on crypto was an important priority for the CIA, and he planned to devote resources and attention to it. I thought it was a very important story because now the gang boss is coming out saying he's involved, right? For those who don't know, the real gang of the United States, the enforcement arm, one of those enforcement arms does lie in the CIA. On a serious note, I think this is huge to see that they're actually talking about cryptocurrency. Now, CIA agency director William Burns said that his predecessor at the United States government agency initiated projects focused on gathering intelligence in cryptocurrency. So they don't go into detail about what the intelligence is or what they did. I love it how listen, for those who don't know, this might be true, this might be false. Like, I was taught this. They said whenever you're asked about anything in your department or anything blah, blah, blah that's going on in your unit and whatever, and you don't want to take the responsibility, blame it on your boss before you. Like, literally, that's all you got. Like, I was told this verbatim. Just blame it on the guy before you. And that's what he's doing. He said, my predecessor has started it, says Burns, likely referring to the actions of former acting CIA director David Cohen. They had set in motion a number of different projects. See what I'm saying? He's like, hey, I ain't listening. When I got here, it was here. Y'all taught me to pick it up. They have set in motion a number of different projects focused on cryptocurrency and trying to look at second and third order consequences as well, and helping with our colleagues in other parts of the U.S. government to provide solid intelligence on what we're seeing as well. First of all, CIA, you actually should not be working with that many other departments, the United States government, because you are for international people. You're not for civilians. So I'm not sure why the CIA will even be comfortable publicly stating they're working with colleagues in other parts of the U.S. government. You should not be. You should not be. You should absolutely not be, unless you're talking about colleagues that are doing international things like the military or possibly the FBI if they have. I know they're supposed to be national, but if for whatever reason they have some type of international thing going on, you shouldn't be working with other parts of the U.S. government that's here at home. Let's just put that out there. But also, they did say that the reason why they're going after this stuff is because of hackers that had demanded millions of dollars from things like the attack on the Colonial Pipeline in May, but also how the U.S. task force will respond from other ransomware attacks that we've seen throughout the years. They also pointed out saying that blockchain analysis is a highly effective crime fighting and intelligence gathering tool, one underutilized by law enforcement agencies. It's pretty funny knowing that law enforcement agencies claim that this is what's stopping them from doing their job. But again, this is an important article because the CIA, when it comes, I'm assuming, again, it's mostly for ransomware, for these big attacks on pipelines, on servers, on electricity, electric grids, all that type of stuff. When those things are getting attacked, that is national security, not just here, but abroad for other countries. So I can see why they would want to get involved in cryptocurrencies. Now, the thing about that is, and one thing that many people don't know, even in the military, on deployments, most military units that deploy, I won't say units, most for the Navy, we would have like a strike group, a bunch of ships go out. But for the Army, I'm not sure what they call everybody, but essentially when groups deploy from the United States, we carry cash with us. That's right. We carry money. Why? Because we already know a bunch of us are idiots and we're going to do idiotic things in other countries. In other countries where we don't have different agreements with, the only way to get our idiots back without making noise is to just pay people. So when big military operations actually go out overseas, they keep they keep dollars. I'm pointing that out because I can see that now turning to crypto, and that would be huge. Could you imagine if every military group that went out there, if the CIA, how the CIA usually keeps 100, 200K on cash for their operations, they kept that in Bitcoin and crypto, which would not only actually make more sense for the CIA and the military, because again, you have to hold this stuff somewhere. For military, we have safes inside of fences, with armed guards, like, you know what I mean? Like we got military shit going on. He's gonna come through it. CIA, I'm sure that they have the same thing. But the only difference is the military, we travel loud and proud. Yeah, you know, we come from miles away. The CIA is usually one or two people doing things clandestine. So they don't want to be loud and proud. They can't walk around with 100, 200K in the bag that they're supposed to give to someone. It makes more sense and it works so much better for them to keep it on their phone. So that's one of the things that I think that they're not talking about, some of the programs and projects they initiated. I think one of the programs and projects is, instead of carrying around cash and fiat currency to all these countries to make deals, to actually get other people on the Bitcoin. Like, could you imagine that? Listen, it worked for drugs. The CIA got all the neighborhoods on crack cocaine and drugs. So I'm pretty sure they can get the whole world on cryptocurrency as well. That's just me thinking. I think they can do it. I have faith in the CIA. They've done it before. They can do it again. I think that's what's going to happen. The same way we're running around crazy saying, stop using cash, use Bitcoin. I think the CIA and military will start doing it here in the next few years, because I am telling you, not as I think, I'm telling you as a fact, that they carry a lot of cash with them everywhere. And it's just, I mean, it's unsafe to do it. It doesn't make sense to do it. Like, what happens if you have a bunch of cash on a ship and the ship sinks, right? Like, that cash is gone. You have crypto and Bitcoin, it's recoverable. All right, last but certainly not least, got to talk about this Visa thing. I thought this Visa article was hilarious as well. Visa announces new crypto consulting service for merchants and banks. I mean, and again, I'm just about to poke fun. Visa has actually been in the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, blockchain space for a while, doing their research and due diligence. So interesting to see a large company do this, but I still got to poke fun because it feels like it's a new person who just started investing in Dogecoin, and now he's telling you all about Shiba Inu. That is right. Visa's new crypto consulting services to push for mainstream adoption of cryptocurrencies. People, this is what you call stealing the narrative. How many times have I said this on the show? Visa's the first one. Just wait until JP Morgan Chase starts doing Bitcoin and crypto consulting for merchants and other banks. I mean, I'm going to cry laughing. That is right. Payments giant Visa is launching new consulting and advisory services in a move to help its clients navigate the world of cryptocurrencies. The firm said on Wednesday that its crypto advisory practice, housed within its consulting and analytics division, will offer advice to financial institutions, retailers, and other firms on everything from rolling out crypto features and exploring non-fungible tokens to developing wallets for central bank digital currencies. Now, reason why I'm not mad at this is because it is a conflict of interest for the Warriors, as Rich Carl said, but in a good way. They're all going to need a masterclass. Like, they keep trying to get around it. They're going to need a masterclass. There's only one that covers it all. So we'll be doing business with them. That's a positive thing. But the funny thing about this story is, again, it's like the new kid on the block. They're just now learning. They're like, okay, we're ready to teach. Here's the real thing. And this is why this is important. This is a very bullish sentiment. Essentially, Visa's figured out some stuff, right? They figured out some products and stuff where it's like, hey, we can do this with crypto custody. We can offer this. We can have it paid by this. We're using our cards. They've figured out some stuff. But like many people who figured out things in this space, they've already recognized the next component are your customers. We have customers. They're just not educated enough. They don't understand why they need and want these products. So Visa's job, which I'm happy they're doing it because they can do it so much better than we can, to a wider audience, but their job is to educate as many merchants, banks, and businesses as they can, to educate as many of them as they can, so they can start onboarding these people to whatever project Visa is about to unveil in the next year or whatever, right? Like, literally what's going to happen in these next 3 to 6 months, they're going to have this program. They're going to onboard all these merchants and banks. They're going to teach them all about crypto. Who taught it to you? None other than Visa. And we're unrolling this in Q2, Q3. We know you're all going to sign up for it since we were the ones to teach you cryptocurrency and NFTs. And we have this product that fits right into it. Again, bravo to Visa from a business perspective. This makes sense. I'm happy to see it. It's very bullish. All this is going to do is make more merchants and banks want more crypto. So again, this is all positive. I just got to give them a little jab because it is funny to see. I mean, imagine if you came on tomorrow and the gentleman of crypto was gone, but Visa, MasterCard, and JP Morgan were here telling you crypto news every day. Like, that's where they're trying to get to. I get it. I see it. I knew this is coming. Shout out to Visa. I'm only hating. I'm being salty. You guys are doing an awesome job from the business point of view. It's just hilarious to me to see that they're the new consultants out there. All right, last few comments before we call it a day. Let's see. Yes, make sure you smash that like and share. Let's see. If Richard Hart didn't speak, Hex could probably do better. Yeah, what's going on with Hex? Jams? What's going on with Hex? Jams said he doubled down on that dip. All right. Let's see. Parabolic brat. What's parabolic talking about? That's the past. What about now? Know any government contractors with too secret security, or just go with what you think you saw 29 years ago? I'm not sure if that's directed at me, parabolic, but as far as who I know with secret security, yes. Like, I won't say majority. A lot of my friends are Navy SEALs. That was the first program I was in the military. I didn't finish it, but I got friends who are Navy SEALs. So yes, they do have actual top secret clearance. I talk to them. I have friends in other special forces. I'm not going to throw them out there. I got friends in the government. So if that was for me, then yes, I'm definitely not talking about 29 years ago. And for me, 29 years ago was in 2016 was my last deployment too. So my information is still pretty up to date as well. Let's see. Todd said, remember all those catches we were finding during the invasion of Iraq? Mr. G, the recycling guy, said Visa is the enemy. Michael Kennedy said, I heard the same shit in the Army. Like I said, like for me with the money thing, this isn't secondhand. I heard for me, this you all forget I did PR for the military. I get to know everything, but this is real life. Let's see. Jam said they admitted their custodian deal with Anchorage. We know they're holding crypto on record. What else we got? Oh, JB, that's actually a good point. Military is going to carry Monero, less the track, right? That would actually be crazy. Wow, what if the military did start carrying Monero or Zcash instead of cash? That would be like, we just woke up one day, Monero's up 40%. We don't know why. It turns out the United States government bought $400 million worth of it. Hey, we got some stuff to do on the back end. Let's see. Don't forget the Koch boys, International, CIA also run a ton of front companies, said PFC Wells. That's true. Parabolic, that's good point. Say maybe everything is in bed. Might be some good things with it. I'm with you. Like I said, I try to stay positive, but after reading some of these stories, I kind of see the fix is in sometimes, but we'll see. Tijuana. So Tijuana know what I'm talking about. I said my brother gets paid in cash in the Merchant Marines, thousands of money when he gets off the ship. I know all about the Merchant Marines when we did resupplies on ships. You know, they used to help sometimes as well. So yes, Merchant Marines are also out there, and that's actually a lot of people getting paid in cash. That's a good point. Let's see, what else do we have? Five Eyes isn't CIA, it's 5 countries, right? 5 Eyes is different countries working together. So technically the US can't spy on its own citizens. So we will work with one of those other countries who will spy on our citizens and give the United States their information and vice versa. They can't spy on their citizens, the US would do it and give them their information as well. Right, that's what people say. Yeah, that's right. We are into the conspiracy for sure. Let's see. Asti said most politicians have ambitions to assist the country, but that is a gang. If you don't play the game, you will likely be taken out the mix. She'll be bought out at some point. That's my thing too. Like when you come out and start talking about people holding this AOC, I think this is the day she's gonna get that tap on the shoulder herself. They're like, hey, we heard you tell the world that we shouldn't have stock anymore because we vote on it. What's that about? I think today she'll get that tap on her shoulder too. It's like, hey, you can do a lot, but when you start talking about other people's money on a public a forum like that, especially people with power, that usually gets nipped in the bud. All right, other than that, that is the show for the day. Make sure you smash that like and share, and we will see you all tomorrow with some more crypto news. I guess we'll see what's happening in the news, see if anything popping. I'm looking at the chat right now. I see everybody starting to throw out their project. We will be here this Friday, so make sure you come with the smoke. I know I said that last week, but come with some double smoke for Friday. Other than that, smash a like and share.